Well, I thought I'd take you on a quick tour of our yard here in Ellijay. Kind of showing you the inside of the house. Thought I'd show you where we live out here. This is a big long driveway coming up the way coming in. We've got well water out here, including, you can barely kind of see it there through the brush, a little upright well with a bucket and a handle. So when you come up the driveway, one of the first things you see here is this old plow. This was my father's plow. He used to till the Sanford land right up the road here in Mountaintown, over by the Crossroads Church, where the Sanford land used to be. Plotted, pulled up probably 20, 30, 40 years he used that thing, and it's been sitting here in front of my dad's now for, well, since the late 80s when they put up the house. As soon as they got done building it, they put up the old plow, and it's been sitting there ever since. Kind of falling apart now. I have to do something about that. So we come on into the upper yard here, we call it. Mostly a bird habitat at this point. We got a lot of rabbits that live in the front bushes here. It's fairly level front yard. We got a big long southern porch. So popular out here in Georgia, sitting here and watch the birdies in the afternoon. Watch the deers march on through. So, got a satellite dish out here. We didn't have any cable reaching out this far into the woods for the longest time, so we had to get satellite TV. Come around the side of the house here. Got a little set of steps carved into the hill going up into the woods behind us. And we got this whole lower yard here. This actually is where the original house used to be located. On the other side of this bush we have this whole lower yard where we used to till a garden, where I'm going to be gardening again soon. Now it's just sort of a horseshoe field. We come out and play horseshoes, me and my dad. There's a couple of bird houses out here that are almost always filled. And, but this is where the original house was that faced the main road out there, right by the Zion Hill Church. And that house was gone before my folks built their house here, but every once in a while I still find little remnants of it. There's little pieces of the cornerstone that I found over there in the corner of the plot there. Found a piece of the chimney not too long ago. Somewhere inside I've got a bunch of papers listing who lived there and how long it was there, but that was torn down I think in the 50s, that house. We've got a little chicken house in the back. It was a chicken house originally, then it was pea hens my dad kept for a while, and now we've kind of given it over to the possums. They've taken over the inside there. They built a big old hill, and they've got a bunch of tunnels built into it with a bunch of debris piled on top of it, and it keeps them safe from the bears and the raccoons. Any given time, there's probably 8, 9, 10 possums living in there, so we call it the possum house now. And the woods go all the way up, several acres all the way around here. My dad used to burn trash in this little rusted out trash can. I'm not inclined to do that myself. But I do love this little tree. Both me and my dad kind of fell in love with this tree that kind of came off the hill here, trying to start its own little forest basically. Unfortunately, it's gonna, as it gets bigger and bigger, I mean, it tries so hard, it struggles to grow there at that angle out the side of the hill. But we put a rope up on it for a while to try to keep it going. And getting pretty healthy, but the bigger it gets, the more of a chance of someday it's going to get as tall as some of these ones here that are in danger of someday falling on our house here. So we got to call John the tree man sometime soon and do some trimming of these big old trees here. Could someday take out my roof there. Well, this guy still, he isn't quite as tall as the house yet, but sometime in the next year or so we're going to relocate this tree further up into the woods where he belongs, find him a nice little sunny spot. But we just love the way that it's just a pine cone that fell off a branch sometime in the last, I don't know, probably 8, 9 years ago that tree started. As unlikely as it is to have survived all the winters and stuff, just hanging out sideways from a hill like that, it's still going. Well, that's our tour of the yard here. I'm going to go ahead and head back on in. It's kind of hot out here today. Beautiful spring day. But that's the land that surrounds our house on Mountaintown Trail.